Hey, Aubrey, how's it going?
I'm great, Jessica. How are you?
I can't stop laughing now. Guys, here's the thing. We started recording this like 5 minutes ago, and then we ourselves sort of went off topic a bit, and we had to be like, "You know what? Let's bring
I
it
love that
back.
you're using the royal
Let's
we,
start over."
Jessica, when it was absolutely me. Sometimes my examples are a little crazy, and usually we just keep going, as you guys know. But today we're trying to bring it back. We're going to start
Oh
over. You're
man.
welcome.
You're great and this is awesome. All right, let's
Thanks.
get into this, guys. So today we are going to teach you 3 phrases with the word beside. And they're all idiomatic phrases, and 2 of them, guys, you can also use on writing because they are formal. So, definitely listen to this whole episode today because all 3 phrases, they're seriously all band 9. I promise you. Like I think they're all going to be new to you guys. But real fast, if you haven't listened to our last episode, the books that we recommend for IELTS for learning vocabulary and grammar, you guys don't miss that episode from last week because we make recommendations for textbooks, for novels, just everything you need to read before your IELTS exam.
Yeah, scroll up. It was called Which Books Teach You Vocabulary and Grammar for IELTS? We had a student ask, should I be buying textbooks for IELTS? So find out our answer there and be sure to hit follow. We have 2 new episodes every week. You don't want to miss any of our great tips, vocabulary, everything you need to know for test day.
Exactly, exactly. All right. You know what's really funny is you going off topic with your example a bit, like that's exactly what our phrases help with today. You know what
Mm,
I mean?
good
So
point.
it's like, if you guys give an example, and we all do it. I mean, Aubrey and I are speaking spontaneously this whole time. It's not scripted, just like you have to do on the IELTS speaking test. So what if you are a human and you say something you think, uh-oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe that's not on topic. That's when you can use today's high level phrases.
Absolutely. And they were inspired by an amazing question. I'm going to go ahead and read it from Imtial Faisal. Little shout out. Thank you for sending in this question, which was, can I use slang in the speaking section for IELTS? Apart from that, what can I use in my speaking section, such as idioms, phrasal verbs, etc.? Now, we love this question. Absolutely, right? You need to use slang, idioms, phrasal verbs to get that idiomatic language that is required on your speaking exam.
Mhm.
We're going to go into it a little bit here, but we also loved this linking phrase that Imtiaz used. Apart from that, very
So
high
good.
level.
So high level. Um, so this is definitely a band 9 linking phrase, band 8, band 9, right? And what it means is simple. It just means besides, you know. It can even replace like in addition. Additionally, these phrases that lots of people know. Apart from that is definitely formal. Whereas besides, same meaning, but besides is informal. So besides, we use in informal letters and speaking. Apart from that, we use in writing and more formal speaking. So, what we thought today, guys, is we would teach you 3 idioms with the word beside, using this as inspiration.
Yes, and these are super flexible. You can use them for fillers. You can use them anywhere on the speaking exam. And a couple of them are formal enough for writing. So definitely take notes and start practicing speaking questions and writing sample essays using this vocabulary.
All right, awesome. So, the first phrase you will learn is informal, and then next we'll get to the formal one. So, here's the informal one, guys. Beside myself, to be beside oneself. I am beside myself with excitement. I am beside myself with joy. Um, can we use this one as a filler, do you think?
Absolutely, right? If you're excited to answer a question, you could say, I'm beside myself with excitement after hearing that question
Mhm.
because I can't wait to describe my best friend of 25 years, right? Anything that would be a fun, exciting, positive question. This would be a great filler phrase.
Exactly, exactly. Guys, remember that filler phrases, though, do contain meaning. They're not just meaningless phonemes and sounds, right? So when you use filler phrases or anything that you've memorized, make sure that you understand the meaning and you know when to use it. So this can only be used if you're really excited. So you can't say, I am beside myself to tell you what my job is. I mean, I don't think I
No,
don't think
right?
you are that excited to say what you do for work. I mean, maybe you are,
Right.
but probably not.
Unless, yeah, if you just got a super exciting job, but you still
Sure.
wouldn't want to use the intonation Jessica just used. That's a perfect example of when it's not appropriate, right? Because this is implying that you're super excited. So you're always going to be like, I am beside myself. Let that excitement show. Just make
Mhm.
sure it's something that you're actually excited about.
Exactly, exactly. So here is one more example sentence. I was beside myself last night when I went out with my friends and we saw Jennifer Aniston at a cafe.
That would be really fun, right? To see a celebrity in the
Be
wild.
in the wild, IRL, in real life. Yeah, that's a great example. That's awesome. So, guys, anytime you are describing happy feelings, you can use this. I am beside myself with joy. I am beside myself with excitement, with happiness, or just I am beside myself right now. Okay, let's get into the formal phrases. Okay, Aubrey. So this first one, beside the point. Now, both of these have the same meaning. Okay, this is what's cool. We have beside the point and beside the question. We use these to introduce information or an idea that we think it's not related exactly to the
Mhm.
topic. It is maybe off topic a little bit. It might be irrelevant to what the question asked us. So if you are adding an example or something just off the top of your head that you think of and you're not sure if it directly connects, use one of these phrases. And as I said at the beginning, the IELTS speaking test is spontaneous, right? You're definitely going to come up with stuff that you think might not be related. So both of these are very useful.
Absolutely, right? You've heard us teach you, yes, go off on a tangent, share, information that's barely related once you've answered the question.
Mhm.
This is a great transition phrase to do that. You might say, I don't know if this is beside the point, but this book I'm talking about was actually made into a movie recently and it was fantastic, right? You're
Yeah.
no longer just describing the book and sharing the book you read, you're sharing related details that are a little beside the point. Awesome. Use this phrase to do that.
Because, like, imagine in speaking part two, you have to speak for 2 minutes, and the question is describe a book, right? And you've described everything you remember about this book. Like, you can't think of anything else to say, and the examiner is still staring at you. So just add anything else you think of, but introduce it with, I don't know if this is beside the point, or this might be beside the point, but right, and then you can keep talking. So here's another example. This might be a formal phrase that you could use in speaking part three. Maybe you're asked about, um, parents teaching their children to behave, right? This is a writing task 2 topic as well. So we could say, I know this is beside the point, but I also feel that children should learn morals at school, not just at home. So you're adding an opinion there that is not directly about the school, right? Or the parents. And it's just a great phrase to add extra information.
Yes, and just like you said, our next phrase is very synonymous. It has that same meaning. It's beside the question. It also just means that something's irrelevant or doesn't matter. But if you've already used beside the point, you find yourself about to say it again. Instead, say beside the question, switch it up a little bit.
Totally. So here's an informal way you could use this in speaking part one. Talking about where you live, right? You could say, I would love to have a great big new house, but right now, that's kind of beside the question because I don't have any money.
Yes, right. Or if you give an example and then say, sorry, that example may be beside the question. Let me get back to the point of privacy. I can see this especially useful for speaking part three.
Yeah.
If you give an example that you feel like is a little bit off topic, you haven't fully answered the question yet, you want to get back. This is a great way to transition and do that.
Awesome. So most of these examples we've given you guys, they're all sort of transition phrases to introduce information that might not directly relate to the topic. But also remember that these last two can mean like it doesn't matter. Okay. So we gave you one example for that. I would love to have a great big new house, but right now that's beside the question or that's beside the point because I don't have the money. So these phrases can be used in both of those ways. So, just to review, guys, today's phrases beside myself, with excitement, with happiness, right? Use this to express how you feel. And then use the last two, beside the point, beside the question, to introduce information that may be indirectly related. All right, guys. So remember to hit follow right now. We have some amazing episodes coming up, including some student voices. So you guys are going to get to hear
Yes.
us interview real students, give some real live IELTS speaking exams with feedback live on the show. So don't miss that coming up, guys. Make sure to hit follow.
Yes. I'm so excited for those. Be sure to hit follow so you don't miss them. And we also for sure want to ask you guys in a Spotify poll, which of these are your favorite that you learned today? Which
Yeah.
do you think are the most useful, right? Beside myself, beside the point, beside the question. So if you use Spotify or even if you don't, they have a poll there. You can go check it out inside Spotify, answer the poll, and we will share the result in an upcoming episode.
Yep, exactly, exactly. So don't miss that Spotify poll, you guys, if you are listening to us in Spotify. All right, awesome. Aubrey and everyone listening, we will see you tomorrow.